Sit. Stay. 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 Come on. Look. Come here. Goodness. Goodness. Is it cold? Is it cold? What's up, YouTube? Last week's episode, we took everything off my old drift car and moved it to my new drift car. There's still a couple things I need to take off this car, like this roll cage. Then I also need to take the gas tank out because the gas tank in that one is disgusting. So, besides that, this shell should be out of here in this video, hopefully, and make some money off of it. And then the goal for this guy is to get it ready for paint. So you can do some body work, get it primered, stuff like that. Before we get it primered though, need to fix this rust right here and the rest on the other side. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I would like to make it look half decent. Not professional, but you know, enough to where there's not that cancer rot on there. And it will be covered anyways by side skirts. So also I've got to wire my compressor up, and I've got to mount it to the ground, get some vibration pads on it to primer this thing, because it's still over there in the corner, not wired up. I did get it off the pallet over New Year's Eve with some buddies, but yeah, so got to do that. Also, other things I got to do is I've got to mimic these cutouts I've got in this engine bay for my old car. I've also need to take that out, my clutch line, and my oil line, and put on that car as well. All these little reliefs that I made. This is for the turbo, my downpipe, and this is for my oil cooler lines. Just gotta do that in that car, and do a little bit better job, not as haggard, hopefully. I want to get that done before we primer as well, because I plan on painting the engine bay too. Just kind of do the whole car, make this thing look hot. So let's get to work. So I just wanted to kind of explain what I'm doing here. So this motor can be wired for 208 or 230, 240 single phase. I am wiring it for 230, 240. To do that, you need to grab two legs of 120, which is what these will be, and then a ground. You don't need a neutral, which is the main reason why I cut that and didn't use it, because these are going to be live wires. So nothing too hard, too challenging. Just double check, make sure your connections are good. Should be good to run it. Just got to wire the other side, and then we should be good to fire this thing up. All right, Got the compressor wired up to this 30 amp breaker. Don't hear anything popping or cracking. Let's see if we can get this compressor to cut on. Alright. Well, it's on. Yeah, there's still air in here. Let me do this. Sweet. Alright, so the roll bar is finally out. I need to now get the gas tank out of it, actually swap gas tanks. So let's get to that, get this thing out of here, and then start on that guy. Let's go. All right, so tank out of that is in there, and vice versa. I decided to not record halfway through that because it started getting really dicey doing the gas tanks. This is my first time dropping a gas tank before. Well, I did on that before and it didn't go so hot. So I was trying to do a little bit better in this. I still didn't do too well. I made things work. I made it work, but it was a little dicey and I didn't want to mess with the camera, so oh well. It does smell like fuel in here. if that gives you any indication of how that went. So I've got the brake and clutch master swapped. I got my oil feed line and then my clutch still braided line. So that should be everything in the bay. I took my radio out, my drift button, and then the last thing that I could think of was I swapped the tail lights. These tail lights are pretty grody, especially this one. I don't know what this is. Looks like it's been burnt or something. But I left them out over here since we're gonna be painting this sometime soon. What I'd like to do next for the new Miata is to clean it up. I want to degrease the engine bay. Also want to degrease the trunk. This is disgusting. Look at this. It's got like, I don't know if that's rat piss or what, but it is foul in here. It is very foul in here. So I would like to shop back all this, possibly degrease it, hand clean it, and then the inside's not any better, just from where it had been sitting for so long. got like rat's nests and stuff in here. And of course the engine bay, just old, probably never been washed. So after that, after it's clean and not so hazardous to be inside, I would like to start on the metal. So since I can't cut this up now, I've got to figure out what gauge metal I need and then go buy that, and then we should be good to start patching that rust. Then we can start on sanding, Bondo, and then primer. So let's get to it. All right, so I got it a little bit cleaner in here. I am thinking about pressure washing this too, since there's plugs all throughout here. I think there's one in that corner, so it could drain the water out. That would make me feel a lot better, because it still smells like crap in there. I wish I had a smell detector right here on the camera. Also got all this cleaned. Looking a lot better. I'm looking forward to actually pressure washing this tomorrow. Well, I was gonna go to the dump. Got all this crap, Miata stuff and just regular trash. I get in the truck and I've got no gas pedal and I got check engine light. So word on the interwebs, it is that dude, because these trucks are apparently drive-by-wire. Didn't know that. So got the new part. Guess we're going to replace this real quick. All right, what a wonderful day for this to break. Freaking got watered down my dang backside. All right, let's see if this thing starts up and acts right. Okay. $100 later, I guess. Well, let's hope I don't get stranded going to the dump. I'll see you later with the Miata. Well, it's still doing it. Just gonna try to cruise control it home, I guess. Alright, so back in the garage. A little update on the truck since it took all of my day. So the new pedal that I got, I guess, was busted. I wanted to double check that because I kept getting engine codes, but I don't have a code reader. So I went to Harbor Freight and I bought this guy. Plug it up and it doesn't show my vehicle's VIN or anything, which it's supposed to. And then it tells me there's no check engine lights, nothing to pull. Everything's good, system's clear. Even though I have no throttle and there's a check engine light on. So I limped it back home, went to the parts store again, swapped the parts, got another one, got it back, drove fine. I drove it all the way to the parts store this time, and I grabbed my old pedal just in case. Nothing, no issues, nothing. Get there, get them to check my codes. There's nothing saved. It says everything's good and good to go. So then I put my old throttle pedal back in, drive it back down the road. Nothing. Everything's fine. So I drove back to O'Reilly's again for like the 4th time today. Returned that pedal. And I guess we're just gonna see what happens. I guess I need to invest in a better code reader than that. Alright, well, let's hope to get back on this. I was really wanting to pressure wash this today, but then it was raining and everything, so maybe we can start cutting like I want to and get that prepared. Yeah, so let's do it. So now, I guess the plan would be try to clean this up, get maybe a flapper wheel on here, or a steel brush type deal. Clean as much as I can off, and then I guess lather it with some Rust-Oleum type deal. Try to kind of sustain this rust and not let it progress anymore. So do that. Get our patch panel on. Hopefully the other side is in this condition, still some good metal left. And then we'll kind of butt weld onto here, and then we should be good to go. Alright, let me see if I can find my grinder. I don't know where I put it. Alright, so I've got all of this prepped, ready to go. I think what I need to do now is spray some rust inhibitor on it. So I bought some Rust-Oleum flat black stuff. Hopefully that'll be good enough. Gonna spray that on, let it dry, and then sand down the spots to metal that I need to plug weld, like this. I think there's 2 here, there was 1 there, and then there's 3 down there. Get those where I want it, and then spray my weld primer on it. This is the metal I've got. It's a 22 gauge steel from Home Depot. I've measured out what I need. It needs to be about a little over a foot long and then about 5.5 inches wide. So I'm gonna cut that off, make sure we're good, then cut that side off, and then I'm going to try to bend the lip, and then bend like the lip that goes into the wheel well, and then bend the whole thing, and then maybe cut and massage this metal on the side for the inner lip. But hopefully I can make it look nice. So let's get to cutting. Alright, so we're almost ready to get my little panel on that I made. I cleaned it up, sprayed with some Rust-Oleum to hopefully stop the rust or slow it down maybe. Then I got my weld-through primer, got it on the spots that I want that have bare metal for my spot welds or my plug welds. And then I've made this piece, which fits pretty good. My plan is to put it up on there, tack it, and kind of massage it down around this curve, because I don't really have anything to get the curve perfect, but I've got it close enough, and I'm pretty sure I got enough length that it should fit good. So that's my plan. I'm gonna let some of this stuff dry, and then we'll try tacking it up and see how it fits. If it doesn't fit good, we'll take it off and try it again. Dang it. I wasn't recording. Fuck. Well, we did it, maybe. So she's on there. Kind of just followed steps that I've watched on YouTube. It stayed pretty flat, maybe warped it right here. The plug welds at the bottom were pretty fun. And then for right here, I took the excess, I slid it here, bent it over, and then I slid it here, bent that over, and then folded that over that. And then I cut the little excess pieces that were on it, and then welded it together. Now, I've got to just fill all these little gaps in with a weld, grind everything down, wipe it with some mud, primer it, and then should be good, hopefully. Kind of fill in these rough spots that I've got. But I mean, I'm pretty happy. For my first time, I don't think I did bad. That's where I'm in the video. I kind of wanted to get a little bit more done. I was wanting to do some body work, but the Ford took a lot of my time. So, but those of you who stuck around this long in the video, I got a little treat for you. My buddy Cody got me my primer, and he also sprayed these colors out for me. And these 4 colors are my color options for the Miata. So this is Camilla Red Pearl, this is Premium Crystal Rose, this is Midori Green Pearl, and Aztec Green Pearl. And I cannot make up my mind which ones I like. Now they're all Honda colors, and 3 of these, this one, this one, this one, came on Hondas here in the States. And this one, which was shown to me by my friend Taylor, is, I'm pretty positive, was only on Hondas in Japan for like 2 years. But it is so pretty, and I doubt you're going to be able to see it on this camera, but it has a lot of nice metallic in it. I can't make up my mind. It's gonna be a last minute choice, and that's just how I am. That's how I am when I'm going out to eat most of the time. So, but I love all those colors, so whatever I decide it to be, I'm gonna like it either way. So I'm not too worried, but I'd like to see what y'all think. So let me know in the comments what color you think I should go with. Also, let me know in the comments what you think about the video, if you like it, if you don't like it. With all that being said, you know the routine. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good night!